Seeing things on Mars, a history of Martian myths. For centuries, humans have seen unusual phenomena on Mars' surface. Perhaps it's because, aside from Earth, Mars is the closest thing in the solar system to a livable planet, or maybe it's just because it's close enough to gaze at. In any case, the rocky Martian surface and their own mindset have often deceived Earthlings. Hey intellectuals, welcome back to the future space. Today's video is going to be really informative, so make sure to watch the video till the end because we are going to discuss some insane discoveries on Mars. So without further ado, let's begin. People have claimed spotting anything from canals to eerie humanoid faces to alien Martian bases on the surface of Mars at various periods. However, each sighting has been completely disproved. Are Earthlings simply looking for next-door neighbors to play with in this big universe? It appears so, based on the lengthy history of Martian illusions and human delusions, both land and sea. Sir William Herschel, a well-known British astronomer, stated in 1784 that dark portions on Mars were oceans and lighter areas were land. According to NASA, he claimed that Mars was populated by intelligent individuals that probably appreciate a condition comparable to our own. For a century, Herschel's idea reigned supreme, with other astronomers reporting that vegetation could even be seen in the lighter colored regions assumed to be land. Fortunately for Herschel, his other contributions to astronomy, for which he is the namesake of two strong observatories, were significant enough to keep his thoughts on Martians near the bottom of his biography. Canals versus canali. During Mars' near approach to Earth in 1877, the Italian astronomer Giovanni Schiaparelli saw grooves in the red planet's surface through his telescope. The Italian word he chose for them, canali, which means channels, was translated to canals in English, leading many in the English-speaking world to believe Mars had intelligent life that had constructed a network of waterways. That myth was popularized by an astronomer called Percival Lowell, who published illustrations of the canals in a book titled Mars in 1895, and developed his whole idea in a second book, Mars as the Abode of Life, in 1908. According to NASA, the mistake was exacerbated by excitement over the construction of the Suez Canal, an engineering marvel of the day that was finished in 1869. The notion was refuted in the early 20th century when it was demonstrated that the canals were really optical illusions. When viewed through low-quality telescopes, point-like structures on Mars, such as mountains and craters, appeared to be tied together by straight lines. Later, a spectroscopic examination of Mars' light revealed that there was no water on its surface. The appearance. It all started in 1976 when NASA released an image of an unusual mountain on Mars captured by the Viking 1 spacecraft, replete with a description describing the structure as having eyes and noses. More than 3 decades later, the face on Mars continues to inspire tales and conspiracy theories, with many people believing it was made by an ancient Martian civilization. Shadows on the mountain appear to form a face when viewed from above. However, from other perspectives, as shown in photographs acquired by the Mars Express orbiter and other spacecraft, the mountain is obviously just that and does not resemble a face at all. The scientific name for seeing faces or other meaningful objects, when they aren't, is pareidolia. Face pareidolia occurs as a result of our increased sensitivity to the intricacies of human faces, according to scientists. We've overlearned human faces so we see them where they aren't, said Takeo Watanabe of Boston University's Visual Sciences Laboratory. A Mars Tree in 2001. Arthur C. Clarke, co-creator of 2001: A Space Odyssey, revealed in 2001, 7 years before his death, that he had discovered areas of flora, including trees, in new photographs of Mars obtained by the then-orbiting Mars Global Surveyor. "I'm pretty serious when I say, look at these new Mars photographs," Clarke said at the time, speaking over the phone at the Wernher von Braun Memorial Lecture Series at the Smithsonian's National Air and Space Museum. "Something is moving and changing with the seasons, which suggests at the very least vegetation." He went on, "There will always be something nibbling on greenery when there is vegetation. I'm still hoping to see some Martians up there with a sign that reads, 'Yankee go home.'" The branches Clarke claimed he observed on Mars's surface are known as spiders by Mars geologists. They resemble branches and change seasonally, but they are caused by seasonal melting of the carbon dioxide ice caps that occur at Mars's poles. When CO2 ice sublimates into a gas, it flows out along patterns that resemble branches, as previously described by Live Science. A person from Mars. The Mars rover Spirit photographed an unusual image on its red planet home in 2007, what appeared to be a human wearing a robe and kneeling in prayer. Spirit photographed the home plate plateau, which is located in the inner basin of the Columbia Hills Range inside Gusev Crater. Of all, the person in the image is just a rock that our brains transform into human form due to pareidolia. Gandhi's likeness. The 1976 Mars face was only the beginning. Users could careen over the surface of the red planet, finding all sorts of intriguing lumps and bumps with the advent of Google Mars in 2009, a map application produced from combined satellite photos of the planet. One such bump, identified by an Italian named Matteo Iannio, resembled the killed Indian freedom fighter Mahatma Gandhi. Higher resolution photography revealed the shape to be a pit, which indeed resemble a human skull in profile. However, what seems to be an eye and brow in the Google Mars image is less evident in the high-resolution image. Gandhi is a stretch. The ear is too huge and Gandhi never had a double chin. But when comparing high and low-resolution photographs of the same feature, it's simple to understand how pareidolia works. Alpha Biostation. In 2011, another speck of evidence appeared to support the idea that there is life on Mars. A self-described armchair astronaut claimed in a viral YouTube video to have discovered a human or alien base on Mars, dubbed Biostation Alpha. He discovered a fairly mysterious linear structure that appears to be on the surface of Mars, as shown in Google Mars. Astronomers immediately recognized the structure as a white pixelated streak deposited by a cosmic ray in the image sensor of the camera that took the photograph. Cosmic ray strikes are highly common in space photographs obtained outside our magnetosphere, such as those taken by orbiting telescopes, said Alfred McEwen, planetary geologist at the University of Arizona's Lunar and Planetary Lab and director of the Planetary Imaging Research Laboratory. The Sun emits energetic particles known as cosmic rays. They deposit electric charge in camera pixels as they pass across them, briefly saturating them and leaving a white streak in any photos taken at the time. McEwen believes that compression caused the cosmic ray artifact to become more rectangular and biostation-like when the raw image file was transformed to a JPEG for inclusion in Google Mars. This was later shown to be the case when the original source photo utilized by Google was identified. It had a clear cosmic ray artifact in it, which, when processed, turned into the building that the armchair astronaut mistook for a Mars base. A blue hairy spider. Images captured by a European Space Agency satellite in 2019 appeared to depict a massive hairy spider extending its legs across a Martian mountain. The truth is almost as pleasant. These spindly legs are the tracks of hundreds of miniature tornadoes or dust devils that have passed through the ridge. It's unclear why the mountain is such a tornado hotspot, but according to ESA scientists, the way air masses flow through the region may contribute to the production of dust devils. Or perhaps a beetle? Seeing creepy crawlies appear to be a recurring theme on Mars. Also in 2019, William Herschel, an emeritus professor who researches viruses in insects and other arthropods, made an unexpected claim. He claimed to have seen beetles, other insects, and even reptiles on the surface of Mars. Herschel arrived to this conclusion after studying photographs obtained by NASA Mars rovers, which show a plethora of vaguely oval, blobby forms on the Martian surface. But pareidolia strikes once more. What else resembles a vaguely oval blob? The majority of rocks. I don't believe there are any insects on Mars. The photographs in the press release you sent are completely inconclusive, as they fall within the range expected in zillions of non-insect objects photographed in low resolution on a Marscape. David Madison, an integrative biology professor at Oregon State University, told, "It is far more prudent to assume the blobs are merely rocks. As has been stated, extraordinary claims require exceptional evidence, yet those images are far from extraordinary." So, what do you guys think about these discoveries? Do let us know in the comments section below. Alright, that's pretty much it for this video. Hope you find it helpful. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so that you will never miss any updates. Till then, you can also check out our other videos as well, and we will see you in the next one. See you!